Okay, folks, sorry about the canceled lab. Sometimes that happens when you're working with live organisms. And we need somewhat fresh cultures in order to do the gram stains that I was going to teach you today. So, it is what it is. Anyway, what I can still teach you is how to make media, or the math behind how to make media. So I just pulled up a random Google search here, and as I scroll through, you can see all the different media types. And all the colors, all the different colors here are different media types. And so you need to make them in kind of different ways. Some of them take more or less agar than others. And for all of them, there are instructions for how to make them. So for instance, this one is called a Simmons citrate agar. And usually on the package it'll tell you what all is in there, but it'll also tell you how it's made, or how you make it. So if I want to make some Simmons citrate agar, what I would need to do is dissolve 24.28 grams of this powder in 1,000 milliliters, right, or 1 liter of distilled water. So if I look at that, or if I think about maybe a different amount, let's say I want to make some agar that calls for 23 grams of powder in 1 liter. Right? Very rarely would I ever actually want to make a full liter. Right? Again, if you think about what 1 liter is, so 1 liter equals 1,000 milliliters. And a typical 20 ounce, you can think about a typical 20 ounce Pepsi or Coke, that's about 600 milliliters. Right? So 1,000 milliliters is quite a bit. And I would almost never want to make this much. I would want to make some fraction of it. So let's say, instead of a full liter, right, let's say I want to make, I don't know, 200 milliliters. Right? That's how much I want to make. Okay, so how would I figure out how many grams of powder to weigh out? If I need 23 grams per liter, or 1,000 milliliters, how much would I need if I just want to make 200 milliliters and not the full liter? So the way I think about it is just to say, okay, if I need 23 grams per 1,000 milliliters, right, that's already kind of a simple math problem, right? So I can just say 23 divided by 1,000, right? If you can't do that in your head, bring up a calculator, right? 23 divided by 1,000, 0.023, and that's grams per milliliter. Right? Well, I don't want to make just 1 milliliter. Right? 1 milliliter is about 10 drops. Right? So you want to make more than that. You want to make the full 200 milliliters. So all you would have to do is say, well, if it's 0.023 grams per milliliter, right? But I want to make 200 milliliters, right? Then you just multiply those two things together, right? 0.023, which I already have, times 200, and that gives me 4.6 grams. So I would need to weigh out 4.6 grams of this agar and put it in the 200 milliliters of water, and that would give me the amount that I was looking for. Right. So then let's look at another one. Let's say if it's a different agar, and this particular one needs 53 grams per 1,000 milliliters. Right. But let's say I only want to make 73 mils this time. I don't want to make the full 1,000. I only want to make 73. Right. So how do I do that? Make this a little larger here. Right. So I'm saying 53 grams, right, in 1,000 milliliters. Right. Again, if you need your calculator, 53 divided by 1,000, 8.053. That's grams per milliliter. Right. But remember, we don't want to make 1 milliliter. We want to make 73 milliliters. Right? So if I want to make 73 milliliters, right, I just take that 73, I multiply it by this 0.053 grams per 1 milliliter, right, and that gives me Go back to your calculator, multiply it by 73, I'll round that up to 3.9. 3.9 grams. So for this particular one, if I want to make 73 milliliters of it, then I weigh out 3.9 grams of the agar. I mix it in those 73 milliliters, and that's enough. Right? And so what I'll do is in Moodle, I'll give a couple of problems for you to work, and if you don't completely understand it, that's fine. I'll talk about it a little bit more in lab for you. If you have any questions, let me know.